Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Dr. Matt with ZPT, and this is gonna be your recovery video for open workout 17.4. Now, there are a lot of heavy deadlifts in this workout, which means if you're like most people, your back got a little smoked and tired. There are a couple main areas we're gonna go after to help try and alleviate some of that stiffness, okay? Main one is gonna be your psoas tendon, which comes down from the middle of your back and down into the hip here. The other one is your quadratus lumborum, which comes down from the bottom of your last rib and into the top of the hip back here. Okay, we're going to use a couple of Kelly Starrett's smashing techniques to get in there and help decrease the tension on those muscles. And then we're going to finish it out with an active breathing stretch into forward flexion to help stretch some of those muscles a little bit better. Okay, the first one that we're going to need is a kettlebell or maybe a very, very tiny small basketball or softball. And we're going to put it right in between your belly button and what's called your ASIS, your hip pointer right here. We're gonna find that space right in the center, and we're gonna keep the direct pressure down. Now, I've got a high box, so I like to get a little bit of overpressure up on top of it. But essentially what it's gonna look like is me laying down on top of that kettlebell and taking some nice, heavy, deep breaths with a contract, relax technique in between. So I'm gonna lay on top of the kettlebell with it in that spot. I'm going to inhale for 4 seconds, hold, try and squeeze everything down on top of it for 4 seconds, and then I'm going to exhale for a nice slow count of 8 and relax. Okay, I'm going to go through that for about 10 breath cycles. After that, I'm going to show you guys a little smashing technique for the QL. But here we go. I'm going to come up on top of it, right in that spot, lower myself down, and we're going to relax. So we're going to inhale for 4 seconds. Hold and contract everything down for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, relax. Good. We're going to go through that for about 10 breath cycles. And after that, we're going to go into a little bit of active hip extension. Now, our psoas and our iliacus, otherwise known as our iliopsoas, is a major hip flexor, okay? But when it gets super tight, it starts to pull on the spine. So what we're gonna do is work on a little bit of hip extension, which is the antagonist to hip flexion, to try and improve this muscle length. So what we're gonna do this time now is inhale for 4, hold, contract, relax, exhale for 8, and then go into a little bit of hip extension. Right at that end range. You can keep the knee bent or the knee straight. The knee straight is going to be a little bit harder, so put a little more tension on the anterior chain. So if you're new to this, just keep it with the knee bent for now and drive that heel up towards the ceiling. Okay. I'll go about 10 hip extensions at this point before we switch sides. Right. After we get done working on that iliopsoas, we're going to move into the quadratus lumborum in the back. And for this, you could use either a lacrosse ball, a softball, a small kettlebell like this, which I'm going to show you with, okay? You're going to lay on your back and rest your legs up on top of the box. Alrighty. So, ball is going to go in the back, right between your spine and your hip. You're going to find a little bit of a divot. We're going to keep it right in there, okay? If we're doing the right side, we're going to lay down with the ball in that portion of the back, and then we're going to cross that leg up and over, okay? Just like so. After that, you're going to lay back. You're going to rotate your legs side to side and try and smash that quadratus lumborum. Now, if you find a tender area, I want you to go ahead and try and squeeze everything down on it with the same breathing technique that we just used for the psoas tendon. All right. After we get about 10 breath cycles per side, we're going to move into our final piece of this puzzle, which is going to be our active breathing technique to improve some lumbar flexion globally, okay? So we're gonna loop this band up around our shoulders, just like so. Stick your arms through and get it around your back. It should sit right up in your armpits. Now, we're gonna get a little bit of tension on it by scooting our butts back. Hands can go and rest on it in front. You can keep your legs out straight or come out into like a straddle position here as well, whatever feels good. You're gonna take a big breath in for 4 seconds and exhale for 8 as you hinge forward. Just like so. Once you reach your end range, we're going to do the same thing. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. And try and take it a little bit deeper. Okay. Same thing, we're going to go about 10 breath cycles for this mobilization. And I think this combination of attacking your psoas and your QL and working on a little bit of an assisted stretch into global lumbar flexion is going to help alleviate some of those fires that might be burning on your back. Okay? Take care, guys.